As we shift into your qualification, 40 strong tonight. Portable quality and exteriors, the whole hog 50. Heat race number 1. 57 VG picked up his first win at the Independence Motor Speedway last night. Rowdy Van Gendron, Newton, Iowa, his outside. You seen him play the trumpet. Loveland, Colorado, 117S. Josh Switzer. Row number 2, B31, Todd Van Eaton, 37 DM, Brad Derry. Row number 3, Mike Hansen, Gillette Grove in the 8X, Mike Albertson in the 3 out of Audubon. Row number 4, 32A, Ethan Atchison, 7B, Braden Carter. Row number 4, row number 5, 94, Dylan Solomon, Brandon Cox in the 66. Here we go, whole hog 50 qualifying. 57 VG, Rowdy Van Gendron getting out on top, showing the way. Brad Derry up into second. Look at the gaggle of cars. Todd Van Eaton now up into third. Albertson in fourth. Atchison in fifth. It is Van Gendron showing the way. Rowdy Van Gendron, your race leader. Derry in second. Albertson third. Van Eaton fourth. Atchison. And here comes Braden Carter. Carter in the 7B. Up to try to take over that fifth spot. Todd Van Eaton hanging on to that fourth position. Albertson third, second Derry, and Rowdy Van Gendron checked out on the field. Van Gendron showing the way. Derry second. Third, Albertson. Now look at the race for fourth, fifth, and sixth. Tip of the green, high in the air, 2 to go. For Rowdy Van Gendron. Derry in second. Albertson third. Look at the battle for fourth. Van Eaton, Carter, and Atchison. White flag, 1 to go. Rowdy Van Gendron. Derry second. Albertson third. Carter fourth. Checkers for Rowdy Van Gendron. Second, Derry third, Albertson fourth, Carter, and fifth, Cox. Picking up the win out of Newton, Iowa. He graduated high school this afternoon. Give it up for Rowdy Van Gendron. Heat race number 2 coming up. The 1X, the Gas Man. Caden Carter, Oskaloosa, Iowa. To his outside, the junior jet, the 96 of Jackson Saloff. Row number 2 out of Hayes, Kansas, 25X, Troy Burkhart. Steve Glenn out of Hamilton, Missouri, in the 01S. Travis Hatcher out of Honey Creek in the 13H. Mason Richards out of Denton, Nebraska, in the 18F. Row number 4, the 30 of Travis Barker, Sioux City. To his outside, it's the Bobcat, 69 of Jonathan Logue. Yeah, 23 junior, Michael Jeanette out of Kellogg. The 18 of Jocelyn Elmquist out of Boone. Heat race number 2. Wind them up, crank them up. The Gas Man, Caden Carter, out on the point. The junior jet, Jackson Saloff, in second. Burkhart, and look at the gaggle of cars right there. 30 up Barker, he'll get her moving. Yeah, caution light coming out on the speedway. The 1X, the Gas Man, Caden Carter, your race leader. The junior jet, Jackson Saloff, running in that second spot. And the 1X of the Gasman. Caden Carter driving the Michael Peterson Motorsports car 1X. Setting out on the front, the Junior Jet. Jackson Saloff in that sharp-looking 96. Working on the lineup. Trying to get everybody in the correct running order. A little cat and mouse game. There we go. Delaware double file restart behind that 1X machine of Caden Carter. Saloff electing the bottom, that slides. Burkhart to the outside. Steve Glenn out of Hamilton, Missouri, running in fourth. Working into turns 3 and 4. Picking up the pace. Caden Carter bringing them back to life. Carter out on the point, showing the way. Got a couple of them hooked together. 25X Troy Burkhart and the 18M of Mason Richards. Mason Richards out of Denton, Nebraska in that 18M. 25X out of Hayes, Kansas, Troy Burkhart. Richards and Burkhart hooked together over there. Looks like Recker going to back up, try to raise that 25X up into the air and get that 18 out of that left rear quarter panel. And once again, race fans, if you see the folks from Van Eaton Pork, Tracy and the gang, tell them thanks for supporting the Whole Hog 50. A couple people are saying throw a bucket of water on them. I don't think that's going to work. And getting another wrecker over there, so we'll work on trying to get those unhooked over there in turn number 2. Once again, we do want to thank each and every one of you coming out and supporting the Whole Hog 50 here at the Carl Chevrolet Stuart International Speedway. Another good opportunity to get a Speedway sunset posted to the Stuart Speedway Facebook. Yeah, Michael Peterson. You got to friend him on Facebook. He goes and rescues people with these records, says you can't park there. Well, he said you couldn't park over in turn 2. Well, they did. They parked over there, so now they're going to work on trying to get him unhooked. Well, we're going to get that wrecker in position, trying to get him pulled away from that left rear quarter panel. And if you're into truck and tractor pulls, there is going to be one coming up on July the 4th and 5th. Junction Town Showdown. Brought to you by Diversified Towing and Recovery. The Pro Pulling League is back and better than ever. It'll be at the Clark County Fairgrounds in Osceola, Iowa, July 4th and 5th. Truck, tractor pull, truck show, and much more presented by Diversified Towing out of DeSoto, Stuart, Osceola, and Creston. Fun for the whole family. That will be the Junction Town Showdown Truck, Tractor Pull, and Truck Show going on at the Clark County Fairgrounds in Osceola. Free truck show both days. Light show at dusk. Mark your calendar July 4th and 5th for the Junction Town Showdown Truck and Tractor Pull. Diversified Towing. And once again, race fans, if you are sitting in the grandstand, look down. Make sure you're not sitting in one of those nice yellow sections. Those are our stairways. Need to try to keep those open in case we would happen to have a medical emergency. Also do want to thank Stuart EMS crew with us here tonight. Keep it parked right over there in the infield. Stuart Ambulance Service. All right. How about it? Give a hand to our Diversified Towing crew, getting them unhooked and able to continue. It looks like the 18 going to take it on to the pit area. 1X. It's not Michael Peterson, it's Caden Carter. Caden Carter. Oh, 23 junior off the pace. Michael Jeanette. Going to limp it into the infield. And that 23 junior. All right, one lap in the books, one down, 7 to go. Caden Carter, your race leader. Jackson Saloff running second. Steve Glenn in that 01S running in that third position. In fourth out of Honey Creek. Travis Hatcher in the 13H. The Bobcat. Jonathan Logue. Here we go. Back underway. One down. 7 to go. Jocelyn Elmquist rounds out the field. It is Carter showing the way. Caden Carter, your race leader, out on the point. Working the high side. Jackson Saloff. Glenn in that 01S. You've got a battle for the runner-up spot. Here comes the Bobcat. Jonathan Logue. Logue running in that fourth position. Now looking for third. Getting tight for that third position. Glenn and Logue. Now crossover move. Here comes Jonathan Logue. Down to the inside. It's Carter, your race leader. Caden Carter, Jackson Saloff, 1-2. Glenn and Logue. Hatcher. Out on the point, the 1X of Caden Carter. Carter showing the way. Got her wound up and whistling Dixie tonight, the 1X. Caden Carter, white flag, 1 to go. Sala second, Glenn third, Logan fourth, Hatcher fifth, Elmquist sixth. Checkers for the gas man, Caden Carter. Second, Sala, third Glenn, fourth Logue, fifth Hatcher, and sixth Elmquist. Up picking up the win, driving the Michael Peterson Motorsports 1X, give it up for the gas man, Caden Carter. Heat race number 3 on the Bowlby, the 14B, Austin Bozick, Trent Missouri in the 14B, Eddie Ingram out of Kansas City, Kansas in car 54. Riley Christensen out of Audubon, the 79 RC. Kevin Giles out of St. Charles in the 33G. Row number 3 will be the 7 of Tyson Partridge out of Elkhorn, 53R of Larry Robinson Jr. out of Underwood. Carson Rain in the 11 out of Harlan. Benji Legg out of Beatrice, Nebraska in the 84. Inside row number 5 be the 92. It's Buck Wild, Buck Shafroth out of Orient, and Tathan Burkhardt in the 250 out of Hayes, Kansas. Heat race number 3 of 4. 10 strong in each one of them. 40 cars for the whole hog 50. Once again, we do want to thank Van Eaton Pork sponsoring the whole hog 50. Pull it together 2 by 2, side by side. 8 laps the distance. Working into turns 3 and 4. Flackman looking them over, checking them out. Bozick and Ingram bringing them to life. Austin Bozick in that 14B. Car 54, Eddie Ingram. Ingram down to the inside. Ingram standing on the hammer. Ingram, your race leader. Bozick in second. 79 RC, Riley Christensen. Christensen cross it up, setting them out of side of turn 2. Oh, Bozick and Underwood. We'll have to see how this shakes out. The caution was being thrown for the 79 RC, setting the bottom side of turn 2. And Bozick, along with Larry Robinson Jr. in the 53R out of Underwood. And tonight's whole hog 50, the redraw will be right down here in front of the grandstand. The drivers will draw for their starting spots. You'll have the opportunity to see them up close and personal on the redraw. All right, lineup is correct. 2 on the books, 2 down, 6 to go. Car 54. We know exactly where you are. Right out on the front. That is Eddie Ingram, Kansas City, Kansas driver. Bringing them off a turn 4. Green light, green flag. Here we go. Back underway. Ingram. Here comes Buck Weil. Buck Shamrock in that 92. Up to take over second. Running third. Partridge. Ream. And the 84. Benji Leg. Leg now up to battle for that 4th position. Car 54, Eddie Ingram. Eddie Ingram, your race leader in the 54. Shamrock in second. Third, Partridge. Now look at the battle. Wholesale lane changes for that 5th, 6th, and 7th spot. 4th, 5th, and 6th heating up. Benji Leg, Dustin Rain, Tatham Burkhart. White flag, 1 to go for Ingram. Eddie Ingram out on the point. Shamrock second, Partridge third, Burkhart and Leg. You got a battle for 4th. Checkers, more Ingram. Second, Shamrock. Third, Partridge. 4th, Burkhart getting up and take over that 4th position. Picking up the win. How about a race fans? Car 54. Give it up for Eddie Ingram.